Woke madness.
This is even worse than woke madness. That's the thing. This isn't just about being woke. It's about being dangerous. We've obviously heard a lot of rhetoric that has called for violence or inspired violence against ICE agents. And I think we've got one of those situations in the city of Redmond, courtesy of Councilmember Angie Nuevacamina, who appeared to endorse literally fighting back against ICE agents. And it was a comment that even left the city's police chief uneasy, Darrell Lowe, and he's going to be on the show tomorrow. But I'm going to play the full context of the comments, but I want to give you the context in which the comments were made. We've told you this week about multiple ICE arrests around the city, at the Bear Creek Shopping Center, at the Home Depot. And according to Chief Darrell Lowe, officers confirmed that the agents were in fact federal officers, and that was the extent of the involvement of Redmond PD, because they're not supposed to get involved. But that was not okay, it appears, to Councilmember Nuevacamina, who wanted to know whether or not the Redmond PD could intervene, I guess, to stop the arrests. And that's, of course, a position that the chief knew is absurd. No, dummy, we can't get involved in that. You know that. We're not going to go in and say, halt there, you may not enforce federal law. That's obviously illegal. But in that context, I want you to listen to what she said. It's kind of hard for me in all of this to completely understand if she intentionally wanted to inspire violence or was actually promoting it. And I wanted desperately to give her the benefit of the doubt, because I don't want to have to deal with this kind of it's legitimately scary. Which is why I'm giving you the full context. So this is how it starts.
Council Vice President Forsyth.
Thank you. Given the events that occurred today, I would request that the police chief come up and share what he can of the ICE in Redmond topic.
Okay, so we all understand this started off reasonable, right? It's totally reasonable. And like I said, we were told about, can you intervene? They brought up whether or not the city could go ahead and ban face coverings.
I don't believe a local jurisdiction has the authority to mandate policy, protocol, or procedure for a federal agency. I can share again with this council and the community that myself and a number of other chiefs from the east side did meet with supervisory agents from Homeland Security. Just real briefly, Department of Homeland Security is
and then it goes, so do we get just like the general tenor? Can we say that there was nothing tense about any of this? It was just kind of give or take. Here's some questions I have. The council clearly had a side, and the chief was not getting political in any direction. I just want to play that audio there just to set the stage here, because I really was kind of shocked. And again, he was asked whether or not something can be done. Here's now the objectionable stuff.
So just very directly and very plainly. So while your department will not do anything to cooperate with ICE, there's also nothing that your department can do to intervene.
correct. They are operating under federal law and federal authority, and federal law and authority supersedes that of a local jurisdiction. So we would not be able to interfere or intervene in their particular operations.
Now, we've seen in other communities where it's been the community then taking it upon themselves to essentially fight back against ICE in their communities. So basically what we're letting our community know is, hey, from a city perspective, we really can't do anything, and it's upon you then to stand up and fight back against ICE in our communities.
If that was the end of this, okay, I would take a simple position. She's clearly not talking about physical fighting. We've used this language, fight back. It's political. Fight back politically. That's, I think, the context, okay? Here's why I don't think that's what she meant. Listen to first how Chief Lowe responds, and then listen to her response. The language here is really important.
I can't support or advocate for that. We are here to keep the peace. Individuals have a right to, I'll say, conduct themselves in the manner they see fit, but we cannot support or advocate for, I'll say, violence or, fighting against federal agents. Our role is to keep the peace.
Okay, our role is to keep the peace. Now, he clearly, obviously took this as a literal call for violence, right? Now, if your intent was not a call for violence, what would your response be to Chief Lowe?
Like, whoa, yeah. So I just meant
slow down.
Rhetorically, not literally.
Just so we're clear, I want everyone to know, because I know the conversation about rhetoric in this. Like, I just want everyone to, that's not what I meant. Okay, this is, however, how she responds. Listen to this.
But the peace has already been broken, Chief.
That's it. I'm here to keep the peace, but the peace has already been broken.
Oh.
I can't give her the benefit of the doubt and say she did not intend to call for violence. I reached out to her today. We talked about this yesterday. Like, I want to give her some time, and I'll check to see if she responded while we were doing this segment right now. Because during the commercial break, no response. None. Can someone reasonably say, based on that context, that she did not intend to call for violence? And what's so sad and frankly sickening, but also not shocking, is that this story has been covered in local media within the last 24 hours. They've covered this issue and they covered this meeting. I saw, we had audio today from, what was it, King 5, I think, or maybe yesterday, whatever, Como, one of the stations. We played audio today from this meeting. And we did that yesterday as well. Reporters watched the video and did not think that this was worthy of attention. They heard what it is she said. They heard the chief respond by saying, no, I totally reject that call for violence. And then you heard her double down and say, but the peace has already been broken. So justify this language to me. Tell me I'm wrong here. Tell me that my interpretation is just that. It's a misinterpretation. I
don't know if I can.
Right? And believe me, I was looking for a reason to say, okay, relax, because I don't like it when people make a big deal out of something that obviously in context is not inappropriate. We shouldn't be doing that to the liberals. They shouldn't be doing it to the conservatives. I'm at a loss for words to explain this in that context as not meaning violence. And when I asked her to explain just the context here, including why did you choose not to correct the chief's misinterpretation, if that's in fact what it was, I don't think it was a misinterpretation. I think that's exactly what she meant. And I gave other people access to the video. I was like, watch this. Am I crazy? And even they're like, well, no, I think you're right. I mean, she's got an easy out. She can always just say, no, obviously that's not what I meant, even with the context, which is why I gave her some time to respond. So I'm in the, I legitimately think that's what she meant camp. And that's disgusting. Again, that's Councilmember Nuevacamina. This is something that should be condemned by every single media outlet, which is precisely why they're going to completely ignore it and why they have completely ignored it. But you can't ignore it on video. You can't ignore it that way. I was legitimately shocked. How often do I get shocked at things like that? Never?
Yeah.
Right? Like I have a really high, I was like, did she really just say that? It was the follow-up. She should be mad that Chief Lowe said anything. She should have just stormed out and the whole story would have been gone. Because this would not have caught my attention had it not been the context.